Welcome back to Tech Check, where two tech pros try to make sense of the week's biggest stories without breaking anything valuable. I'm Tech Nick.
And I'm Tech Noah. Spoiler, we do sometimes break things in staging. Let's start with the headline that'll make every parent's phone buzz. Australia has enacted a world-first ban on social media use for children under 16.
That's right. The law, which news outlets reported went into effect this week, prohibits under-16s from using social platforms, a major step that's already prompted Denmark to say it plans a similar restriction. Quick summary, the government framed it as protecting kids' mental health and safety. Technoa, from a technology and implementation perspective, what's the biggest challenge here?
The first hurdle is identity and verification at scale. Social platforms will need reliable ways to confirm user ages without violating privacy or pushing kids onto risky workarounds. Expect more requirements for ID verification, cryptographic attestations from trusted third parties, or parental attestations tied to government services. Each approach has trade-offs. IDs raise privacy risks, third-party attestations need wide adoption, and parental attestations can be gamed.
So the tech side is messy. What about unintended consequences like kids flocking to VPNs or underground apps?
Exactly. When you create a hard ban, sophisticated teams will find ways around it. Fake ages, alternate platforms, or decentralized chat apps. That pushes interactions off regulated channels where moderation and safety features are weaker. Policymakers need to pair bans with education, accessible youth-friendly services, and international cooperation. Otherwise, the harm may just be displaced.
And what about enforcement? How do you police this without turning platforms into surveillance machines?
Enforcement will likely be a mix. Platform-level checks, audits, and fines for noncompliance. But there's a delicate balance. Regulators shouldn't require intrusive monitoring to enforce age limits. One promising route is age verification tokens that confirm age without sharing more personal data than necessary. Still, regulators, tech teams, and privacy advocates will be negotiating this for a long time.
Short version, it's high intent, high complexity, and lots of trade-offs. Plus, the international ripple effect is already starting with Denmark. Let's move on before we become the official spokespeople for responsible identity systems.
Also, parents, don't forget to back up your router configs.
Switching gears, Jim Cramer has been talking up some sectors that could benefit if the Federal Reserve starts cutting rates and calling out specific names he likes and some he thinks are risky. Could you give us the headline takeaways?
Cramer's thesis is classic rate sensitivity and catalyst-driven investing. He says if the Fed eases, rate-sensitive areas like housing and certain industrial stand to gain. He named Weyerhaeuser and highlighted 3M as an example. He's also bullish on some banks and financials, Wells Fargo after its asset cap was lifted, and Bank of Nova Scotia, and on select tech and logistics names like Cisco, J.B. Hunt, and FedEx.
Cisco getting a shout-out as at the heart of the AI revolution caught my ear. Is that warranted, or is this pundit optimism?
Cisco's positioning in networking and data center infrastructure does give it a role in AI deployments. Low-latency networks, high-throughput switching, and secure fabric are essential. So it's not just hype, it's structural, but it's also competitive and CapEx dependent, so execution matters.
Cramer also warned that Broadcom and Costco have rich valuations and are battleground stocks, meaning small missteps could hurt them. What should tech leaders and investors take from that?
When valuations bake in perfection, the margin for error shrinks. For Broadcom, that means any slowdown in chip spending or an unexpected supply chain hiccup could dent sentiment. For Costco, the retail margin and membership growth story needs to keep humming. From a tech standpoint, teams should focus on resilient execution and clear guidance. Market patience for execution risk is lower at peak multiples.
Love the pragmatic spin. And a final quick thought. Is this just noise or a signal for companies to get their houses in order?
It's a signal. Macro moves matter, but company-specific fundamentals drive long-term outcomes. Treat Cramer's shout-outs as prompts to review execution plans, not as trading rules.
Nicely put. And for anyone wondering, no, we don't take stock tips on air. Our broker is a very judgmental robot. The preceding audio summary was created at jesterengine.com, where you can find and verify the original source.